Check 1, 2, check, check, check. Alright, let's get it running. What is popping? Hello everybody, my name is Kate Olaf and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be trying to figure out whether or not student loans are affecting home ownership. But before I even keep going, pause the video and comment down below either yes or no. Yes, you do think that student loan debt affects home ownership, or no, you don't think they do. Yes, pause the video, comment down below right now, and I will wait while you go ahead and do that. Okay, thank you so much for commenting. Let's get on with the video. So one of the questions that I had when I was making this video was, do student loans affect your ability to get a mortgage any differently than, say, some other debt that you might have? For instance, does your student loan debt affect you harder than, say, your credit card debt? And what I've come to figure out, according to usnews.com, is that it doesn't affect your eligibility any differently. All lenders will use your debt to income ratio when trying to figure out if you qualify for a mortgage. So it doesn't matter if you have student loan debt, credit card debt, or an auto loan. All of your debt is going to be considered when you apply to get a mortgage. For the people watching who don't understand what a debt to income ratio is, allow me to explain. Your debt to income ratio, or DTI, is the percentage of your gross monthly income that goes towards paying debts. So let's say that you made $3,000 a month, and out of that $3,000 a month, you had to pay $300 a month towards your credit card bill and $400 a month towards your auto loan. You would then have a DTI ratio of 23% because you have a recurring monthly debt amount of $700, and 700 divided by your monthly income, 3,000, is 23%. Now, some of you may be wondering, is this a good DTI ratio? And as a general guideline, 43% is the highest DTI ratio that a borrower can have when they apply for a mortgage. Now, take this with a grain of salt because it does heavily depend on the lender that you use. However, most lenders prefer a DTI ratio of 36% or lower, with 28% of that debt servicing either a mortgage or rent payment. Again, use this as a general rule of thumb, but be sure to consult with a lender that you trust to make sure that you're aware of their guidelines. Because some lenders may be able to get you approved while some other lenders may not. You have to remember that not every lender works with the same company. So what one lender tells you may not necessarily be true with another lender that you use. Make sure to do your due diligence and proceed with a lender that has your best interest at heart. So where does student loan debt come into play? Well, we already figured out that it doesn't affect you any worse than any other debt that you may have. However, lenders are going to consider your student loans against you when they're configuring your DTI ratio. So let's go back to the scenario that we were using before. You make $3,000 a month and you have a monthly debt service of $700, which includes your credit cards and your auto loan. Let's say you graduated college and now you have an average student loan debt payment in the US of $400. So now we'll divide our recurring monthly debt payment of $1,100 by our monthly gross income of $3,000. When we do this, we can see that our DTI ratio now comes out to 37%. So by just adding our student loan debt payments, we can see that our DTI ratio jumped by 14%. Which now puts us in a danger zone possibly with some lenders. And what I'm trying to get at is that you need to consider all existing debt when applying for a mortgage. According to lendingtree.com, they found that the average American pays $1,233 a month towards debt. This includes student loans, car payments, credit card payments, and personal loans. And student loans are actually the third highest monthly payment right before auto loans and mortgages. So, is student loan debt affecting home ownership? The answer is yes. All of your debt affects potential home ownership. Okay, so if you have any student loan debt at all, make sure to just give up and forget about ever owning a place. Oh my god, that's so bad. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, but what are the options for people out there who do have student loans working against them and they still really want to buy their own place? Well, what I'm going to recommend is that you see a lender and you ask about their FHA program. An FHA loan is backed by the Federal Housing Administration and it is great for people with limited savings or lower credit scores. You're able to put down 3.5% versus your 20% on a conventional loan. This loan is a great tool for any first-time home buyers, especially if they have student loan debt. As of June 2021, there have been changes to how lenders calculate your student loans within your debt-to-income ratio. Before these changes, lenders would usually have to calculate your student loans as 1% of your total debt amount. For instance, if you owed $100,000 in student loans, lenders would calculate your monthly payment by taking 1% of that $100,000. So they would take $1,000 and apply that against you in your DTI ratio. But now they use your actual monthly student loan payment against you. So let's say that your monthly payment on that $100,000 loan is $400. Now lenders will actually use that $400 monthly payment versus the 1% that was $1,000. This is a game changer for anyone who wants to buy a house that has student loans through the FHA program. Again, if this is something that interests you, make sure to see a lender right away. They'll be able to help you and guide you in the best possible way according to your situation. Now, before we end the video, I'd like to just give everyone a pointer. Now that you understand what a debt-to-income ratio is, I'd like to suggest a hack that I use that has helped me save money. And this hack is crucial if you want a better DTI ratio. So it's really not a hack, but more like a visual question that you should ask yourself, and that question is, how do I minimize my expenses? When we look at the debt of the average American, we can see that their mortgage and their car payment are the most expensive items when it comes to their debt. So then this hack suggests that we ask the question, how do we minimize those expenses? For the mortgage payment, we can minimize it by doing what we call house hacking. If you have a single family house, then you would rent out all the spare bedrooms and use that rental income to pay off your mortgage. If you don't like the idea of having roommates, then you could buy a multifamily property. You live in one unit and you rent out the other couple of units, and that rental income is then used to pay your mortgage. If you do it right, you can practically wipe out that monthly expense and you'll never have to worry about it. Next up would be the car payment. This one's pretty simple to wipe away, and that's just by buying a used car cash. If you are making payments on a car, you are just wasting money, plain and simple. A daily driver car is literally the worst investment that you could ever make. They depreciate like crazy and they don't provide you any value in any way other than getting you from A to B. I feel very strongly about this topic because I know that new cars just rob people blind. There is just simply no reason to pay the average US car payment that is $493 a month. That's almost $6,000 a year that you're just throwing down the drain. It is unacceptable and a waste of money. So when we look at averages, just by doing these two things that I suggested, you can save practically $1,800 a month. And you can do it by asking the simple question of, how do I minimize my expenses? And yes, most of the answers to that question are going to require lifestyle changes, but you're only going to benefit depending on how much you're willing to change. If you make small lifestyle changes, you're going to see small changes in your expenses. If you make big lifestyle changes, you're going to see big changes in your expenses. Again, I encourage everyone watching this video to consider how much debt they really take on and ask the question, how do I minimize my expenses? So that's going to do it for this video. Make sure to like if you liked it, dislike if you didn't, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell when you subscribe. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos. Wow, I think that was the best one I did, dude. Holy crap. That was clean. You have to like the video now. You have to like, you have to subscribe. That was a clean take right there. If you don't follow me on my socials, I'm posting there weekly now, so make sure to follow me at Cade Olaf everywhere. And as always, I'm Cade Olaf, and I will see you in the next one.